Welcome back to episode 9 of Project X, where we're taking you on a journey with us to find private label product opportunities, teaching you along the way so that you can build your own business using these same simple methods. Now, in the last episode, we did a deep dive into shipping and logistics, courtesy of Tim here, and our product is now on the way from China. So if you haven't watched that episode, make sure to pause this and go back to episode 8. This episode is going to be a Bradley-centric one. We're doing a deep dive into keyword research and listing optimization for our products. Now, we did a little bit of that in episode 4 for our test listing, but we're going to go next level on this one because we're going to show you how to find the keywords that give you the best chance to get sales, how to analyze the competition to see what's working and not working for them, how to leverage reviews for getting insight into the buyer's mind, and how to get a head start on your PPC through keywords that many might overlook. Now, where can they go to get a written recap of these episodes?
Helium10.com/X9 for episode 9.
Thank you very much. Now, my name is Bradley Sutton. I'm from Helium 10, and this good-looking gentleman right here is
Tim Jordan from Private Label Legion.
And welcome to Project X Episode 9.
All right, so as we get started, we like to start off with a question. I think the question that maybe I'd like to see answered in the comments below, or you can tell us in the AMA when we get that going this Friday, is tell us what you think is the most important part of optimizing a listing. Today, we're going to talk a lot about keywords, but what do you think is the most important part? Do you think it's stuffing with keywords? Do you think it is having really great copy? Do you think it's really great pictures? Or part of listing optimization includes price. Do you think it's a really competitive price, like cheap or more expensive? Tell us what aspect of optimizing that listing and setting up you think is the most important for sales.
Now, before we get into this, Tim, let's talk some game theory here, just about keyword research in general.
Yeah, so this whole process, this whole case study, and really finding and launching products, we've talked about this a lot, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper. The concept is keywords. We don't actually sell a product on Amazon. We have to sell a keyword. If we have the greatest product in the world, but nobody knows to look for it, and there's no keyword volume or search volume, it doesn't matter. We're not going to sell it. And we've thrown around this concept and idea of keywords a lot. We've also talked about long tail and short tail. What I'd like to do now is describe maybe some of the kind of differences between long tail and short tail, or broad and more, exact and more broad. And let's talk about why both of these matter. And both of these matter because when we're optimizing our listing, we need to know which keywords that we're attempting to go after or to target, right? And why. So I put together this quick little illustration to kind of demonstrate this a little bit more clearly. So in this screen that you see, we have a triangle. And this triangle could represent a product, okay? This could be a device that crushes garlic, all right? We know of that product as a garlic press. And we would say that that exact keyword is garlic press, right? But all of these other little products down here, these little lines, could represent other keywords that represent the same device, but they're less common. So this might be garlic squisher if you're from the South like I am. It could be press for garlic, garlic mincer, silicone handled garlic press. Like all these different keywords, right? So all these long tail keywords, or these more generic keywords, less exact, and then the exact keywords, they all represent the same product, right? So let's move on to the next slide here. What's interesting is people are always talking about search volume on a keyword. And that's important, but remember we can stack keywords. So this product right here, our garlic press, we might, for example, with exact keyword, garlic press, have pretty high search volume. You know, we could have 10,000 searches just for this one word. But what if we found these other words like garlic squisher and press for garlic and garlic mincer and silicone handled garlic press? We might be able to add all of these up and still get very significant volume, okay? Well, of course, people ask, if one keyword has this much volume, why would we go after all these others and try to stack those up? That's a great question. Let me show you some of the reasons why those long tail keywords matter. So not only is there an increase in search volume for that exact keyword, but there's an increase of some other things like competition, right? There are more people that are going to challenge you for prime page placement for that exact keyword than there would be on these long tail keywords. So you're more prone to attack, it's harder to stay on page one. Where these longer tail keywords down here, there's less competition per keyword. You might find keywords that you can sell very well that nobody even notices. You could fly under the radar. An example of that would be misspellings, right? Think of a device like a pomegranate peeler. How do you spell pomegranate?
I have no idea.
Nobody does. Pomegranate is one of the most common misspelled products on Amazon. Well, guess what? If you misspell it, you're still going to get search results. So you can actually intentionally rank for a misspelling of pomegranate, which is one of these long tail keywords down here, all the different misspellings. And nobody's going to notice that. You're going to fly under the radar. And if you stack up enough of those, you can still get fairly significant sales volume. So another thing you have to consider about these keywords is ad cost. We know that one of the big strategies and ways that we sell products and rank for products is PPC, or pay-per-click cost. These long tail keywords typically cost less. That's important. Where these exact keywords can typically cost more. So to bid on a click for garlic press might be $2, but for garlic squisher, it's probably 30 cents. All right, so when we look at this whole picture here, we know that the exact keywords are valuable to us because they have higher search volume, but it doesn't mean that we need to ignore these long tail keywords, because they can still stack up to a lot of sales volume. There's less competition, and the PPC cost is less down here. So as we talk about optimizing these listings, we need to have a really, really tight strategy about which keywords are important to us. And there's not one keyword that's more important than the other. We use them in different ways, and we use them potentially at different times, even as we optimize and re-optimize not just our listings, but also our PPC campaigns. So that's kind of an overall view of what we describe as the differences between long tail and short tail. And you understand that there is power in both of them.
Yeah, it's important that we also have the right mindset when we go. Tim was talking about search volume, and that is very important. You want things that are searched more, but at the same time, you can add up search volume, and you can still, with 10 keywords, get up to like that 10,000. But it's not just about the number. It's not just about the quantity. It's about the quality of the keyword. Now, in this sense, we've got to think like a buyer. Put on your buyer's hat and think like a buyer, all right? Here's the process. Now, what's the last thing that you maybe searched for on Amazon as a buyer?
Some camera equipment.
Camera equipment, all right? So a lot of times, like I'm looking at some of these cameras out here, I see a Sony, I see a Lumix, whatever the heck that is, all right? Now, if we needed a lens for that Lumix, Kevin, is that an actual Lumix? Is that a brand name?
It's Panasonic.
Or it's Panasonic? Okay. So if we needed a Panasonic lens, we have to find like probably a Panasonic branded lens. So we're gonna put in a keyword like Panasonic lens, all right? And we're looking for a specific thing. We don't care about the reviews, we don't care about anything. But then there's, on the flip side, like let's say, what is something generic in this room here? What is that? What would you call that thing right there?
That's a drink dispenser?
Yeah, drink dispenser, right? Like we don't know of any specific brand. So we're just looking for a drink dispenser cover or something like that, We're just looking, generically. Now, here's the thing. In both of those situations, we had a need. Tim's need was for a camera equipment, a specific piece. My need might have been for a Panasonic lens. My need might have been for this other product for a cover for a drink dispenser. Now, at the moment that we had that need, an image came into our mind of kind of what we needed. Like what was the specific piece of equipment that you were needing?
It's a mount for different equipment. So it's called a cage, a camera cage.
Okay, so you pictured that in your head already when you needed that, right? You've probably seen it before or knew something like that. I was looking at this drink dispenser. I had the image in my mind of, okay, I need a cover that could cover this. I'm looking at this camera. I need a lens that goes through it. So when we as buyers make a decision that we need something and we want to go look to buy it, an image comes into our head. Now, here's the thing. We as Amazon sellers need to basically have keywords that accurately represent that image that is in your potential buyer's mind. So we have to do the research to see, okay, well, if my product kind of represents that image or what that buyer's need is, I've got to make sure that I have the right keywords that people are going to use, because you can't put an image yet necessarily, like a mental image, into Amazon search. I'm sure Jeff is working on that to copyright that or patent it, right? But until that technology comes, as a buyer, we've got to translate that image into keywords. And then Amazon translate those keywords into search results. And that basically, guys, is the name of the game. So more important than search volume is kind of this relevancy to the buyer. And that's what we've got to, when you guys are doing your keyword research, we have to have that mentality, because sometimes as sellers, we get that seller's cap on, and then we're only thinking about certain scores, or what does this tool say that I should use, or what's relevant to Amazon. Being relevant to Amazon is important, because if we're not relevant to Amazon, what could happen to our listing?
Yeah, the listings could actually be suppressed. The listings could be de-indexed. There's all sorts of crazy stuff that happens. So we have to play within their rules. And that's fair, because Amazon doesn't want a potential buyer type in Nike shoes in an iPhone case pop up. There has to actually be some correlation. And I know that we're just getting started on this episode of optimization. And the reason we're talking so quickly about keywords is not because other aspects of optimization don't matter. Images matter, there's a lot of stuff that matters, but very specifically, the biggest impact that you can have on optimizing your listings is with keywords. So that's why we're attacking that first.
Yeah, and just like Tim said, you could be de-indexed. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, that means basically you're not searchable on Amazon. So being relevant, being important to Amazon for a keyword, that's important, okay? But it's not the most important thing, because at the end of the day, it's not Amazon who's buying your product, it's the buyer. So we've got to make sure that we're relevant to the buyer. Now, the very first thing which one are we gonna do today? Which product are we gonna show this process for?
Well, we can't show them on both because we don't have time. And here's my opinion. We know that based on the tests, we are going to be super optimized, like page one immediately for the coffin boxes, right? Or the coffin shelves. You agree with that? So I think that we need to hammer out the egg trays. And we know that the egg trays are gonna be a little bit more competitive on the broad search volume, like egg tray. A little less competitive and a little bit easier to rank on those long tail keywords like rustic egg tray and wooden egg tray and some of those items. So I think that we can really do a better example with the egg trays. So let's talk about that today.
That's great. I agree. That actually perfectly represents that triangle or pyramid. Triangle is a kind of a basic way to say it. That pyramid that Tim had showed, like egg tray would be at that top of that pyramid, right? And then wooden egg tray, what was the other one? Rustic
egg tray made of wood. You remember in the episode where we looked at the PPC results and we pulled up that Excel spreadsheet with all those different keywords that we were indexing for. Like those are all the different long tail keywords that we can look at.
Absolutely. So the first step that I like to do, if you guys are taking notes, just write this down as number one. This is not the first step that you have to do. This is just, we're going over the Bradley method today. I like to look at what keywords I think are going to have the best potential to bring me sales, all right? And I do this by analyzing the competitors, okay? We're not reinventing the wheel a lot. Amazon is not for brand new inventions. It's hard to have a brand new invention, because remember, Amazon is about existing demand, and if somebody doesn't know something exists, they're not searching for it, all right? So we're gonna look, we already know that there's existing demand for egg trays. Now, maybe not so much yet for the wooden egg trays, but remember in the earlier episodes, guys, make sure to go back to episodes 1 and 2 to learn about this. But we got ahead of the game because we were looking on websites like
Pinterest,
Etsy. We can see that wooden egg trays are the next best thing. So I'm gonna just search here, wooden egg tray, all right? And what I wanna do is I just wanna see, I know there's no huge sellers right now, but I want to see maybe some of the best sellers. What are some of the keywords that are converting for sales for them? Now, does Amazon tell you, outside of PPC, of course, what keywords you're converting for? Am I hacking the Amazon algorithm here?
No, you're not. Amazon gives us that information. And you know what's hilarious?
Other than my nose? No.
Do you see this product here?
Oh, what?
Remember in our test, we had turned off the PPC campaigns, and we're already positioned like...
So it's still going?
Apparently the listing is still active. We never turned the listing off, but
look at that. We're on page 1.
That's our test listing. That's hilarious. And look at the
thing. I don't see something here. What is missing from this. Let's see if Tim can
Sponsored ads.
Sponsored ads.
There's
There is
no
not one person running a sponsored ad on this keyword yet. All right, wooden egg tray. And we are now page 1, position 6. Oh my goodness.
All right, so I would say that if we're going to let Amazon give us the most relevant and the most popular and all these different keyword attributes, I think that we probably need to look at one of the most popular, wouldn't you say? So we could do like that Amazon's choice listing.
Yeah, let's take a look up here. Amazon's choice for this is this one. Okay, so I'm definitely going to look at that. Let's go ahead and use this as our baseline. This is what you want to do. You want to use a baseline product in Cerebro. So I'm going to go to Helium 10, and since we actually have our test listing, I'm going to use that as a baseline. All right, so I'm here in Cerebro. I'm going to paste that ASIN for the baseline. Now, let's go into the one that Tim said right here. This one has Amazon's choice. You can see its BSR is about the 200,000, so nothing that spectacular there, but it's still better than some of these others. And there's one, here's another one, page 1, position 1. This guy's actually probably selling potentially a little bit more than that other one. And is there any other one?
That's a really good sample, I think.
Yeah, that's good. Let's start there, okay? Let's just start here. Now, if we're gonna do this same process just for generic egg trays, we're gonna go a little bit deeper. We're probably gonna do 5, 6, 7 competitors. But in this situation, I'm just choosing the 2 best. Now, here's the thing. Normally, you wouldn't want to do this, all right? The traditional way is there's probably like 5 or 6 or 7 really good sellers that you're going to analyze. But we're going next level here on Project X. We found this thing and we're ahead of the curve. So when you're ahead of the curve, you have got to work with what you've got. So there's kind of like a two-prong approach. We're gonna initially go for the products that are very similar, but then we're gonna have to go to the more generic terms where somebody maybe didn't have that wooden egg tray. Am I like if somebody is searching wooden egg tray, I guarantee you their image in their head that I talked about is one of these products, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if somebody's typing in egg tray, they probably weren't thinking about this because they didn't know it existed. But it's just a matter of getting it in front of them and they're like, ooh, how cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. That Manny might say that, but anyways, that's a side joke. Let's go here and let's analyze these 2 first of all. So what Helium 10 Cerebro is doing right here, it's getting keywords from 3 different sources. The first source is it's going in and finding which keywords any of these 3 products are ranking for organically in the top 306 positions. What does that mean? So for example, if I say page 1, position 1, or the first organic position, Tim, could you circle what we're talking about there?
First organic position.
All right, and now if I would say the number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's our listing.
Okay.
Yep.
So now, if we would do this over 306, that would take a long time to try and count. So what Helium 10 is doing is it's doing the work for us and finding out what keywords any of these listings are ranked for in the top 306. The reason why we pick 306 is a lot of times in most categories, that's all that shows up. Like, yeah, you see here 7 pages right there are only showing up, so it's only 306 that show up. The other thing that we're doing is we're checking which keywords that we have detected sponsored ads to come up in. And unless there was another time this month that sponsored ads did come up, this might be blank for this keyword because I don't see any sponsored ad. But let's say there were some sponsored ads here. Like if we were to go to egg tray, I guarantee there are sponsored ads on this page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's 3 right here. So it's going out and finding where the top 96 sponsored ad position. Now, how many sponsored ads do we see here on page 1? Let's count them.
So we see 3 here, sponsored, sponsored, sponsored. So when we're talking about page 1, position 1, this is now page 1, position 1 because the sponsors are put ahead of us.
Absolutely. So on page 1, there's usually now, it depends on how many products are showing up on page 1. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, 4 sponsored ads in a row. There's probably like 11 or 12 sponsored ads here on this page. So again, we're showing you what we detected in the the first 96 sponsored ads. The last thing that Cerebro is pulling keywords for is what Amazon recommends for each ASIN. Now, a lot of people don't realize that for every single ASIN that's in Amazon, Amazon has an internal list of keywords that it recommends that you advertise for, and it has a scoring system from 1 to 999. So basically what we're doing is we're taking the Amazon score, like the one that has 999 score, we're ranking that one because that's the one that Amazon most recommends. Now, Tim, is Amazon's algorithm infallible?
No.
No, it makes mistakes all the time. So just because we're showing that Amazon may recommend highly a keyword, that doesn't mean that by definition you've got to take it as gospel, right? And put that keyword. But people ask Helium 10 Lite, hey, we want to know at least what Amazon thinks is relevant or important for this product. So we're showing you that information. But it's still a good data source because sometimes you can get some hidden gems in there. And let's take a look here. All right, we've got only 491 keywords because we're only going for 3 products. What I like to do is I am going to look for where the competitors are on, like maybe between, I'm going to say on page 1 for, and maybe at least 100 search volume, all right? Since I'm really, really niche down here, I'm putting very low thresholds. And let's see where they are on page 1 for, how many keywords. All right, only 12 keywords. Let's take a look here. We can see keywords like wooden egg. Let's click it and let's dig in here so that they can see everything. Perfect, all right. We've got what we probably would have assumed, wooden egg holder. Here's one I wouldn't have thought about, wooden egg crate. Now, the reason why it's on here is because the competitor, one of them is actually page 1, position 1 for this. So one guy must have some kind of good interaction with customers, right?
When you say one of them, you're talking about the 3 ASINs that we picked out. So one of the egg trays is ranked position number 1 for wooden egg crate.
Yes, and look here, there's only one of them who are in that listing. So this is also a good way to find keywords maybe that only one guy's crushing it on, but the other one, like the other competitors, don't even know about it, all right? So we've got egg board, egg server, deviled egg dish. That's interesting. Easter egg holder tray. That's a great one of those long tail keywords. I'm gonna take off egg. I'm gonna take off. Let's see, devil egg carrier with lid. Let me just take a look.
We don't have a lid, so we can
don't have
probably
a
take
lid,
that
but let's
off.
just take a look at what are some of these. Okay, so that's what a deviled egg carrier with a lid is, and it's definitely not our product. So I am not going, this is why it came up. It was saying that it was on page 1, and sure enough, here it is. This is that row your boat egg server with bark edges. What is a bark edge? You're a wood expert.
Like the tree bark. It's rustic.
Man, these people are going next level with their rusticness. Is that a word? Anyways, all right, carved eggs, I'm not gonna put, okay, so I do have a few keywords here I want to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna save these keywords for now to Frankenstein. And I'm gonna export this to Frankenstein. So here is my first keywords. And I still am not sure which one for sure I want to use. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at these egg trays now. So here's the thing, when you are in a niche that is newer, or there's not that many established sellers that are established products that are very similar to you, where you know that, hey, if, like, for example, these 2 cups right here, I mean, somebody who, they might not know about Helium 10, but somebody who's buying this coffee mug, potentially could buy this one. Like, if both of these were equally priced, it could go either way depending on their color choice or depending on their size. Now, somebody who's searching for a Surface Computer pen, and if this was the option, there's no choice. I mean, of course they're going to go for the pen. So with that in mind, what the heck is Bradley talking about? I have to try and guess here, or try and have a educated guess. Hey, if somebody was searching for this, remember that image in their head, if somebody had a certain image in their head and they would have picked one of these products, if our egg tray, they saw our egg tray compared to this product, there could be a chance that we would do it. Like, what was the one that we just said that for sure wouldn't be, that keyword that we just showed?
Yeah, it was the deviled egg carrier with lid.
Yeah, if you're looking for a deviled egg carrier with lid, I highly, it's possible. I'm sure some people are like, whoa, how cool is that? There's a wooden egg tray there. I'll go ahead and grab that even though it has no lid. There's a chance, but I would probably say 9 out of 10 at least would not even click on a wooden egg tray, because if they're taking the time out to write such a long tail keyword, they probably got something specific in their mind.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what are we gonna do? We are gonna look here on this page. I'm going to run X-ray, all right? So I wanna know some of the top selling just generic egg trays here. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put my mouse over each one and see which one that either Tim or myself thinks that it could be a potential direct competitor. All right, so let's go ahead and sort this by sales. Has it loaded? Looks like it has loaded. There we go. All right, so let's just go one by one here. Some of these we're just gonna have to guess because a lot of these have lids, but again, that doesn't mean that they wouldn't consider it. I might just go ahead and consider one of these with lids, anyways, because it's more similar than that deviled egg one.
Yep.
So which one of these would you think? If we're just gonna pick one or two of these that have lids, which ones are closer? Now, did we set a price for our target price?
We haven't even talked with the listeners here about our target price, but based on what we believe, it's going to be around $25.
Okay, $25. So in that situation, I wouldn't pick this one necessarily. That's $7.98 because again, the typical customer that might be buying this might be a budget-oriented customer, and they might not be our customer avatar. So again, all of these we're kind of guessing here, but you can kind of weed out some of these. All right. So let's see. What are some? Here's one that's $15, but that's a pack. Here's one that's $12. Here's one that's $23. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one, even though it's a double case. But somebody who's gonna spend $25 to store their eggs, they probably would spend $25 to have a wooden one. So let's go ahead and copy this ASIN. Whoops, the one thing I forgot to do was put our seed ASIN in. So we're gonna open up a new Cerebro session right here.
And don't get confused by what you just saw. I know that we have a wooden egg tray and we're analyzing this double drawer egg tray thing. It doesn't matter if they're exactly the same product. We're just targeting the same clients or the same types of clients. And more importantly, right now, we're just looking at keywords that people are using most commonly to find a product that accomplishes the same goal, which is to hold eggs, okay? So don't get too wrapped in the fact that they're two different. We're going completely abstract here and just finding keywords that are converting and people are looking for. That's the main intention right here.
All right, there's a Kate Spade something. I can't imagine that Kate Spade makes egg trays, but I would not pick this.
No.
These, what would you even call these? Egg cartons. That's completely different. We got Manny. We gotta put Manny on this video. All right, what else do we have here? All right, so now here's the thing. I'm not seeing too much here. So I just randomly picked egg tray, but maybe egg tray, there might be other results. Maybe egg tray isn't the best keyword. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put egg tray in Magnet, which is another keyword research tool, just to get some more ideas. Now the difference between Magnet and Cerebro is a reverse ASIN tool. Basically you're entering a product and we're kind of reverse engineering or what keywords are driving those sales or where they're organically ranked. But here, we're gonna do it the opposite way. We're gonna enter in a keyword, that's not the way you spell tray, egg tray, and let's see what keywords could be related to egg tray. Now this is probably gonna come up with 2,000 or 3,000 keywords here, and there might be some better keywords that we can have some more relevant results. By the way, if you're in another country, this tool, we're doing it obviously in Amazon USA, but you can use this in Canada, you can use it in Spain, France, Italy, Germany, and the UK. All right, so here we have egg tray. I'm gonna look for some higher search volume. Okay, let's look for something that's at least 500 search volume. And let's
make sure that include egg. So maybe an advanced filter, make sure it includes egg.
Advanced filters that has egg. I'm gonna take away carton or cartons so that those cheaper ones don't show up. All right, so here we go. Egg crates, egg flats. What's that?
I think that's those same cardboard ones.
Those same cardboard ones? Yep, those are those cardboard ones. Okay. Hey, there's our egg tray. Deviled egg carrier. Okay, so now what about this? Deviled egg carrier. To me, this is again one of those specific ones where by carrier, it looks like these have handles or something.
Yeah, pretty irrelevant.
I don't see any wooden ones here. I don't see
No.
anything, even plastic, that would be similar to ours. So we're not going to do that one. Egg crate. Let's look up egg crate. We'll look up a few of these. And you let me know here if you see any that you want me to pull up. Egg storage.
I like egg holder.
Where's that at? Egg,
Number 7.
Number 7, egg holder. Okay. Would you be able to put the wooden one in the refrigerator?
Sure.
So, heck, this might be a good keyword. Egg organizer for refrigerator. That's a pretty cool keyword. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at some of these that we found. Deviled egg carrier is the one that we said no. Let's look here. Look at this. This shows you how strange Amazon search results sometimes can be. We typed in egg crate.
We've got acoustic tiles, mattress toppers.
There's memory foam. So obviously this is not an important keyword. All right, so let's look at what do we've got here. Egg flats is probably, yep, that's what I figured. It's these ones. And we've got here egg storage.
There's a mix of different stuff here.
Yeah, there's some different things here. So when you see a mixture of different things, it means that it's a keyword that people's image is a little bit broader, which is fine because that means you might have a chance. When you see something that's 100%, like notebooks, you're obviously nobody is looking for a pen. But if you see, it's half pens, half notebooks, well, whether you have a pen or a notebook, you might have a chance to get sales. So is there anything on this page maybe that you would put that you'd want to know some of the keyword volume of?
Yeah, what's this crazy spiral thing?
A skelter, egg skelter. But you know what? Even though this is completely different, I would imagine that somebody as hipster who would get an egg skelter might be interested in a wooden egg tray. So yeah, that's a good point. Let's go ahead and pull that in. Okay. So now we're here on egg holder. I see some of the same ones here. Let's look at egg container for refrigerator.
It's so encouraging to see all these plastic units because we know based on that Etsy and Pinterest information that all of these potential buyers are going to be more interested in these wooden models, which is just awesome that we're going to be able to start offering it first on these keywords.
All right, let's go back to deviled egg platter. Now these are different, but could be something interesting. Kook deviled egg dish. Porcelain. Porcelain that's kind of like a
pretty high end, yeah.
$20, all right? That's a very high BSR right there, or low BSR, I should say. So we definitely want to see what's going on there. Mud pie deviled egg tray set. What in the actual heck is that? I don't know. Oh, look at this one.
$50.
Look at the brand name. Le Creuset. I can't speak French, guys. The Creuset. It's a Creuset. Stoneware deviled egg platter. I mean, that actually even looks like our product, and it's stoneware. It's $50. If somebody's buying this thing for $50,
yep,
they might be like, shoot, I'll buy 2 of these wooden ones for $25. I definitely want to know what kind of keywords are driving those sales.
It's probably enough keywords, isn't it? Or enough
Yeah, I think that's enough. Now, this is taking a little bit longer than normal because, again, the traditional way that everybody teaches you is you go for these home run products where there's tons of good sellers already. And guys, I'm not trying to completely rag on that. There's still money to be made there if you have the strategy, but we're trying to show you ways that not everybody else is doing. So when you go off the beaten track a little bit, yeah, it might take a little bit more work. And guess what? That's probably the reason why there's not that much competition here is there's a lot of lazy sellers out there. They don't want to go through this kind of research here. All right, so now we have 3 different kinds of products. We have some plastic egg trays. We've got some, I think we had a ceramic or a porcelain one.
Yep.
We've got a stone one. We have a skelter.
Yep.
Because that's another thing. If you have a strong feeling that somebody would still consider your product, you could take keywords from a completely different product and try to rank for those, okay? Here we go. We've got 3,000 keywords that we can work with. Now, the thing that I want to see is I want to pick maybe what is the most relevant keyword that is searched a lot. We talked before about, hey, search volume isn't the most important thing, but at the end of the day, we're going to talk about that in the next episode of listing optimization. But what is the field in your listing that is the most important field?
The title.
The title. That gives you what we call like rank juice, or what really Amazon looks at. And Amazon will tell you that. They'll tell you that too. If you ask them, hey, what's the most important part of my listing? They're like, make sure you have your main keywords in your title. So you cannot put every single keyword in your title, every single keyword phrase either. All right. So we have to pick like 2 or 3 phrases that we're going to put in our title. Maybe we can do like 7 or 8 other phrases in other parts of the listing, but let's try and see if we can find what keywords we for sure want in the title and our most important places. So for me, that's going to be always keywords with at least 1,000 search volume. Let's take a look here. And remember, it's not just about the search volume, but the quality of it. So even though we have this list of 93 keywords, I guarantee you that some of these products are ranking for keywords that are not relevant to our product. Like egg skelter might come up here, but we're not going to rank our product for egg skelter. We might want to put that in our listing so we can show up, but we're not going to make that our main keyword, because then that would be like Amazon says is, hey, you're trying to have an irrelevant word in your title. So which ones jump out to you here?
Well, let's just start with the highest search volume and work our way down. Looking at relevancy.
Let's sort. I just clicked on search volume. All right, kitchen storage, very generic, but hey, we definitely want to have this in our listing because people might. There's that. So I guess the Le Creuset is a highly searched brand. I would not have known that since I'm not so.
Either. So it looks like the first one that come across is egg holder.
Where's that? Oh, right here, egg holder.
Yep. So egg holder, wooden tray was on there next, but that could be pretty generic.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put egg holder for sure. What I'm gonna do is we're not gonna finish this part until the next episode, but I'm gonna open up a session in Scribbles. I have 2 sessions open, one in Frankenstein, which is our keyword processor, and I have Scribbles, which is what we're gonna use for listing optimization. But I am going to put my top phrases directly into Scribbles. The rest of the words I'm going to put in Frankenstein because I'm going to process this. And now let me explain really quick what I mean. Egg, what was one of those long tail ones? Egg holder for kitchen? No,
yes.
Egg holder for, let's just say egg holder for kitchen. Do I need to have egg holder for kitchen in phrase form to be indexed for it? No. I could have, give me a scenario where it could be in different.
Egg holder for kitchen.
Where it's not in the exact phrase, but still technically I could be indexed for it.
I don't know. That's a pretty exact keyword. I don't even know how to rephrase that one.
How about this? Answer me this. If I have egg in the title
and holder in a bullet point, and for kitchen in the description, yes, you can rank for the phrase of that as well.
Yeah, but what happens is that the way Amazon views keyword phrases. Is that really sending these signals to Amazon that, hey, this is a really important keyword phrase?
No, it shows it's a little bit less relevant.
Yeah, so we want to put things in phrase form in our listing in order to show Amazon. Again, we're not trying to rag on Amazon relevancy. It's important to be relevant to Amazon, more important for the buyer. But step 1 is be relevant to Amazon. So we cannot put every phrase in phrase form in our listing. So let's choose some of the ones that we are going to put. So egg holder is the first one. What else? Wooden tray, I don't think.
That's going to be pretty generic.
Pretty generic. Yeah, you know what? This is not. Look, it's not generic. It's specific, but in a bad way. Specifically about a different kind of product than ours.
Yep.
Because you could see, again, this is what we're talking about. Look at the search words. Guys, don't let any guru or other tool tell you, hey, click 2 buttons and whatever comes up, this is going to be the keywords for your listing. A computer, a tool, cannot simulate human intuition, all right? A computer can't know that, hey, this is irrelevant to egg trays. My eyes can, because I can see that all of these trays, this is kind of like if you bring your wife breakfast in bed or something like that. Tim knows all about that. He's so romantic. But you're not going to bring your wife breakfast in bread in an egg tray, so this is probably a different...
Unless she really likes eggs.
Let's see. Wooden tray is the one that we just did. Storage rack.
Whoa. Go up.
Chicken coop accessories?
So again, the deeper we dive, the more keywords we find. This is a little bit less relevant for the product, but still relevant for the niche.
Yes.
A lot of these wooden egg trays that we are going to sell when we launch these things are going towards people that are growing chickens in their backyard. And this could definitely be a chicken coop accessory. So that's a keyword that we definitely want somewhere in our listing because we can
what's
pop
our
up
brand name?
Gee's Chicken Coop. So
There we
makes
go.
complete sense.
All right. So that's definitely a word that we want to put in there. I'm gonna send that one to Frankenstein. All right, let's keep going. Serving dishes, egg holder for refrigerator.
Yep.
Kind of like that one. That's 5,000 search volume. That's definitely a keyword that we want to get in here.
And remember, it may not be a primary keyword. It can be one of those bottom of the pyramid. It can be one of those bottom of the pyramid long tail keywords that will get us some sales just because people are going to like the product that we're offering. Egg basket is interesting. It's a similar use or similar niche. So we might put that in the back end of our listing too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like $16, $17, a little bit higher price point than those plastic ones.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the point is, I keep saying it, but this is because so many people do not have this mentality, is the main goal of what we are doing is we're finding keywords where we have an idea that if somebody searched for it and they saw our product, we've got a chance. Like, what's that Jim Carrey meme? So you're saying there's a chance. And what movie was that?
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, all right?
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance, all right? And here, if I was the kind of customer who would buy something like this, and I saw a wooden egg tray, shoot, there's a chance I would buy it. We'll go ahead and do that one too.
So again, we're not telling you the keywords that you're attacking first. We're just finding a list of keywords that are relevant. And we'll talk more about attacking when we talk about launch and actually setting up the listing based on placement. So the placement of these keywords, we wouldn't put egg container for refrigerator in the title, right? But we would definitely make sure it's in the listing, because if we get a few sales, we could end up on page 1 of that thing and it doesn't cost us anything. It's free placement.
All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this down to 400 search volume. And now I'm gonna say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different competitors here. I'm gonna say, hey, show me the keywords where at least 2 out of these 5, they're both on, like, the first couple of pages. And this is a way I can whittle it down a little bit further. And here we go. So here's 13, and I am not, you know what? This lid thing keeps coming up. I might almost just go ahead and put this in the listing, just because, who knows? There could be a chance. There could be a chance. Egg basket. Look, some of those keywords that we exactly did just by doing this filter are the exact ones that have come up here. So fresh eggs. You can buy fresh eggs on Amazon? I guess you can. There's Amazon brand $2.79 eggs. So you see, here's the interesting thing. Look at what Amazon's choice for fresh eggs is. Is it actually eggs?
No, it's an egg holder.
It's an egg holder, all right? So if a basket can be Amazon's choice on fresh eggs, guess what, guys? So could we. Wow, I'm glad I clicked on that, because you would think, which is absolutely accurate, probably 99%. I would not imagine there is one person who has an egg skelter in mind and they're gonna type fresh eggs.
No.
Why this is Amazon's choice is everybody who types in fresh eggs, they're probably looking for
fresh eggs.
Fresh eggs, all right? They need a dozen eggs. But because they see something else, they're like, oh shoot, I also need a basket for my eggs, or to display it.
Or that's super cool. I want to get one of those.
Yeah, I don't want to put my eggs in this terrible Happy Belly egg carton right here. I want to put my eggs in this, whatever the heck this is, egg skelter. All right, well, ooh, look at that one. Egg holder, galvanized iron. We might have found another product right there. Look at that, galvanized iron. Yeah, absolutely, look at this. Here's a $25 egg skelter on page 1 of this. So fresh eggs, that is a definite keyword I'm going to put. So I'm going to go ahead now, egg cartons reusable. Again, egg cartons on Amazon probably are those carton material products, but if somebody's typing egg carton reusable, they probably have that in their mind, but then they see a wooden egg tray, that's a lot more reusable than a carton, right?
Yep.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to take all of these keywords. Is there any I should take out, you think, here?
It's definitely a countertop holder
I
because
never would've
it's
thought about that
beautiful. It's
keyword.
like a beautiful display piece. No, I like all of these.
Yeah, all of these are good. All right. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. All right. So I'm going to copy these to the clipboard and let's put these as the rest of our ones. Now, I want to see what might be, again, let's go back into wooden egg tray is one. What I like to do here is I'm going to put wooden versions of some of these keywords. Like, so the top one there is egg holder, wooden egg holder.
And remember, the reason that we don't already have wooden here is we're looking at the most popular on Amazon, even if they weren't the most similar to our product or the most relevant, okay? So now we're going into those keywords that we already found back in the earlier episodes doing this initial testing, and we're using the keywords that we remember from our PPC test campaigns. Remember we pulled up those reports and we saw all those different keywords. Now the reason that these didn't pop up initially in these first like Cerebro searches is we filtered out really high search volume. Remember, there's not a ton of search volume for the wooden and the rustic versions. We know that that search volume is coming later based on the data that we pulled from like Pinterest and Etsy and places like that.
Now what I'm doing is we're going back to, what was this, episode 5 where we did that PPC test?
I think so, yeah.
Here is our report for the phrase match campaign that we did. And what do you think I'm trying to do here? Maybe this is one of your methods too. We didn't even talk about this, but why do you think I pulled up this file?
Well, because there's going to be other keywords in here that were not even showing up in, the indexing tools and that we've seen before. There's going to be some very unique keywords in here.
Yep, absolutely. So here are some here that I can see. Tupperware egg tray, wooden egg holder. All right, did I actually just put that right? Wooden egg holder. So I put that based on our other research, and I definitely would have put it if I didn't see it, because look at that. We had a 4% click-through rate on a $60 egg tray that had a garbage listing and garbage images, and it got 6 clicks out of only 136 impressions. So absolutely, am I going to put that wooden egg tray? I had that too. Wood egg tray. I don't think I have that one. Nope. Let's put wood egg tray in there. What else? Now, would I put Tupperware egg tray?
No, that's too specific. Brand name. Yep.
What's the other reason why you don't want to put brand names in your listing?
Because you can get in trouble.
Yeah, that's against terms of service.
And the reason it popped up here in this search result, we got impressions for it, was Amazon is allowed to. We just can't do it.
Absolutely. And that's why you don't always do exact PPC. We're going to do a module, I believe it's episode 11 or 12, where we're going to go into your PPC. It's part of your launch. And we're going to talk more about how you can show up for different keywords. But the bottom line is Amazon can show you for whatever they want to, but you can't try and put other brand names in your listing because that's literally against terms of service. Ceramic egg tray had 81 impressions. Let's go ahead and put that.
And remember, this number of impressions isn't exactly search volume. And this is also a very short test. I mean, we ran this for like barely more than a week, maybe 10 days. So, over the month, this could blow up into a pretty sizable amount of keywords, especially when we're looking at the bottom of the pyramid, long tail keywords that all stack up and add up, but still fly below the radar. So we could effectively get on, result 1 or Amazon's choice for a lot of these keywords very easy because there's no competition.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So I think we have these right here are the phrases that I want to use for the listing. All right. If I can get all of them in. Now, the rest of it, okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to open up this search a little bit more. Now, this part we're going to have to do off camera because this is a part that probably takes like 2 hours where I just want to, remember I filtered this out to 400 search volume. We did 2-word keywords, and I said, hey, show me words that were there on the top couple pages. But that should not be the limit of our research. We want to have tons of keywords so that we can have the highest potential, okay? So let me show you guys something else. Let's go back to Magnet here, and let's see. I want to see if there's a word here. Hold on. Do you know how to say egg in Spanish?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Huevos.
There you go. All right. Huevo. So here, another thing that Helium 10 can do. Now, Tim correctly said that eggs is huevos in Spanish, so that's why I actually did a search. But if I was just going through that list of 1,000 keywords, I would have come up with these, all right? Porta huevos. This is like how to carry like a egg carrier, kind of like it's portable. All right, Tim, with your bilingual self, can you guess what organizador de huevos means?
Probably means an egg organizer.
Egg organizer, right? There are 150 people, Spanish-speaking people, who search for that. But the last time we checked, how many people even only have that in their listing?
Very, very few.
Like not even a full page worth of people. 40 people have that in their listing.
Yeah.
Para guardar huevos. This is to keep eggs. Cesta para huevos. I don't even know what the heck cesta means. My Spanish is not 100%.
But look, this is not exciting search volume one at a time, right? There are so many people that are so bent on only selling products with super high search volume. And there is humongous search volume for this egg tray, but we're going to stack up all of these keywords together where 50 here, 100 here, 200 searches here are all going to add up to a tremendous amount of search where our product is showing up.
Now, for the last 20 minutes, what I was doing off camera, so I wouldn't bore you guys here, was I was opening up a lot of those filters on both Magnet and Cerebro to get more keywords, all right? Now, what are some of the filters that I use? One of them was I went and I opened up the filter on the search volume. I put a minimum 100. And then I put, as far as organic rank, anywhere between like 1 and 250. And that gave me about 500 different keywords. I did another search where show me the ones that Amazon actually recommends highly for some of those products that we did. I did another search where I was like, hey, show me the ones where some of these products have come up a little bit highly in sponsored results, okay? And I found tons of keywords that I probably wouldn't have found elsewhere. Egg caddy,
Makes
egg
sense.
carousel, all right? Small egg carton. Here, what is this one, Tim?
It's a misspelling.
A misspelling.
Which is great. We look sometimes completely ridiculous putting misspellings in the back end of a keyword, but like we talked about with pomegranate, if people are typing it and we can get search results, they'll still buy it.
Yeah. So we've got Devict, egg holder. We've got deciled, egg holder. All right. Makes sense if you know how to type that those are letters that are very near to V. What else do we have? Deviled egg serving dish, hard-boiled egg containers, egg server. What else did I find here? Crystal egg holder. Again, somebody looking for something higher end could consider the wooden one. So on some of the bigger niches, this might take you an hour. Like I had said, it only took me about 20 minutes because again, there's a limited number of keywords here. And you might say, wow, 997 words is limited. Yes, that's limited because I've done searches where I've come out with maybe 3,000 or 4,000 keywords. Now I'm not done yet. Here is something that I'm not sure if Tim does this. He might do this, but let me show you guys something here. All right, let's take a look here at egg holder, at one of these ones that are bought a lot that we think, could give us a chance to sell some. Here's one of those ceramic ones. There's a $23 one. Let's see, here's that Skelter, it could be that one. Here's a very good selling Skelter right here. Now you might say, why didn't you guys launch a Skelter? Well, there's already, we saw this like 2 months ago in our research, and it wasn't as much as this just in the last 2 months. We saw the trends that this was going to be something that was going to be.
Remember, we even went to Alibaba and looked at egg Skelter, and it was all over Alibaba, so we knew that it was probably going to be saturated. And look, just 2 months later,
boom. Yep. All right, I'm just going to look at this one of these plastic ones. Let's take a look here if my theory is correct. And here we go. All right, so what is this section right here?
Frequently bought together. So that's when somebody buys something on Amazon, frequently they'll buy another product, and Amazon kind of makes those connections.
Yes, absolutely. And there's other things that come up sometimes here. This is just Amazon spamming us with their own products mostly. But there's sometimes a section that comes up down there for customer also bought. Now the difference between customer also bought and frequently bought together, do you know that?
I actually don't.
All right, good. I finally get to teach Tim something. So frequently bought together means in one purchase transaction, I bought this and I bought this, okay? In the same shopping cart and the same checkout. Now customer also bought means maybe Monday I bought this and then Friday I needed a pen, so I bought the pen.
Got it.
So that's why sometimes you might get a little bit of irrelevant results here, but this makes sense. Look what was frequently bought together with this plastic egg tray. There's a plastic refrigerator soda tray, and I can't even tell what this is. Stackable refrigerator organizer bins, all right? So what I would want to do is I would want to go back and look at some of these products that I thought were highly relevant and just see what are some of the frequently bought together. Like look at this deviled egg dish, this porcelain. I'm just curious. So I'm going to go here to another tool. How many tools have we gone through here?
We've gone through a lot.
X-ray, black box, now Cerebro, Magnet, Frankenstein, and Scribbles. Most tools don't even have that many tools here. All right, and I'm going to go to product targeting. I'm not even sure if Tim knew about this, but what we can do is here is, guys, that frequently bought together changes on a daily basis, possibly, depending on buyer trends, right? So we just saw a few of those keywords. Let's see if we have detected any frequently bought together for this product right here, okay? So this is pulling in from 3 different locations, which are Amazon suggested. This is similar to that Amazon recommended. Amazon suggests different products that you advertise on. But let me look at frequently bought together, what we have detected. Here we go, 3 products here. So here's the thing. Oh, I'm so glad. Guys, people sometimes get crazy at me at this company because my podcast, the Serious Sellers podcast, my videos, I just do everything with like zero prep. I just like to do it live because I think even though I stutter sometimes, it might mess up, it comes across organic. I did not prepare this at all. This is exactly what I was looking for though. We can advertise in PPC, and we're gonna talk about that in a couple episodes, similar products. Like we're definitely gonna do that. We're definitely gonna target with our ads so that we show up on those ads that are on the bottom, the other wooden egg trays, plastic. But what people don't do is they don't target people that are buying similar products. And here, I don't have to guess that somebody buying a fancy egg tray is buying this. No, Amazon is telling us, hey, people who buy this fancy ceramic egg tray, they're also buying this storage container, and look at this. 7-piece maker for mashing yolks and filling deviled eggs. I have no idea what the heck that is, but obviously it has to do with eggs. So somebody who is buying this egg tray, they are commonly buying this. So let's go to this listing right here. And let's go to actually both of these listings. I didn't even look at this ceramic one. Where was that ceramic one that I found? Was it here? No, that wasn't here. It was, or let's just look here. All right. So I still don't know what this is. I guess you put an egg in there and smash it.
Well, this is how you fill your eggs with the deviled yolks.
Well, I don't
inside.
eat eggs, so I have no idea. These people also make a pancake dispenser. I know about pancakes. Now that is guys, this is what not to do. Do not make a variation of products that have nothing to do with each other. But hey, that's a separate thing. All right. So let's take a look here. This is what people are doing. Some people are smart. Sponsored products related to this item. You don't see tons of this product. What do you see? These are smart sellers. They've got their fancy egg trays and they're targeting this because probably, guess what? They've got helium-10 and they were checking the frequently bought together, all right? But you don't see this too often. But this is what we want to do because the traditional thought is, hey, if I have a 7-piece maker for mashing yolks and filling deviled eggs, well, I'm going to target other filling deviled eggers or whatever you would call this product, right? But this is important. So here's the thing. I want to see what maybe are the main keywords for this product. And I'm going to run a brand new Cerebro on this ceramic product right here. Or not ceramic, this product that was a frequently bought together with a ceramic. And just see maybe what are some of the top 2, 3, or 4 keywords here. All right, so how can I know what some of the main keywords are for a product? Well, really easy. The filters I'm going to look for at least 200 search volume and where they're ranked like at the top of page 1, like between 1 and 10. All right, and we've got a list of 7 keywords. And here we go. See, these keywords did not come up in our original keywords.
Nope.
Why not?
Well, because the original keywords were specifically for, holders. And this is just a very different accessory product for kind of the same niche. A little bit of the same niche.
Exactly. So here's the thing. We might want to show up in sponsored results for some of these keywords because we already know that people searching for this have a tendency to also buy egg tray. So maybe they search for deviled egg filler. They see a deviled egg filler, they add it to their cart, but on those searches also like, oh wow, I was just about to order a tray let me go ahead and order it too. How nice that it's right here in the same search. I don't even have to do another search, all right? You cannot target sponsored ads or do any kind of launch campaign for a keyword that you don't have in your listing, for a manual. Like for an exact phrase, you can't target deviled egg filler if you don't have deviled egg filler in your listing. Now, as we showed you in a previous episode, Amazon could decide to show you for random, like what were some of those keywords that we have it right here? Ceramic egg tray. I guarantee we did not have ceramic in our listing. But Amazon showed us here in the ad because according to Amazon's algorithm, hey, people who buy egg trays also buy ceramic. So since you had a what kind of
a phrase match.
A phrase match, that gives Amazon, hey, we're like, hey, Amazon, take the wheel. You choose what keywords to do and they can choose ones. But you have to hope that they're going to do it. Sometimes you don't want to wait for Amazon and just cross your fingers. Hey, I'm hoping Amazon shows us for ceramic egg tray. So what you do is you make sure ceramic egg tray is in your listing. Then from day one, you can go ahead and do a manual campaign on it. So now here are our keywords. 1,000 different words are here. I'm going to show you guys in the next episode how to filter that down. We've got that actually 5,800 characters. There's tons of words in here. You might think there's no way we can fit all this in the listing. I'm going to show you how we're going to fit in the listing. I've got, as you can see here, the actual phrases I want to get in phrase form in the listing. Now, the last part of this has nothing to do with keywords. And I'm just going to show you some methodology here. Let us go back to egg trays or one of these listings, egg holder. And what I like to do is pick one that has tons of reviews. Why do you think I want to see the reviews?
Well, if there's a lot of reviews, there's been obviously a lot of purchases, and we can delve through the reviews for information. And we also know there's been enough of these sold that there should be really good like indexed correlations made and like really good historical data.
Absolutely, 100% correct. We got to get in the customer's mind and we got to see what is on the typical customer of an egg tray, like what's important to them? What do they hate? What do they love? Egg holder.
Tray.
I'll do holder. I did tray before. We'll do holder this time. All right, so I picked, what did I pick here? I picked a regular plastic one because I'm just curious. In general, somebody who wants to store their eggs, because this is, I mean, I don't know, growing up in my family, my mom's cheap, all right? The eggs just stayed in the stinking holder that we bought in that carton, right, from the grocery store. So I don't understand why somebody would need this. So this is how I can kind of get in their mind. There's 800 reviews here. I'm going to use the Helium 10 review downloader, and I'm going to say, show me all of the reviews, just like maybe in the past couple years that this has had. Okay, and extract. Now, while that's searching, where was that other product? I got like a million windows open here. Good grief. Oh, wooden egg tray. Now here, this is going to be a little bit easier because nobody even has like 10 reviews. Let's look. Oh, here's one that has 9. Let's take a look at this. We can just read these reviews right here. So while that other one's loading, let's just read some of these things and see if we can get some cool points. All right. The bark edge had to be glued as it was coming off. Okay. The better if they were oval. Are ours oval or circle? Do you know?
Circle.
They're circle. So, we might have needed to look at this. Some people like it, but that could have just been one person. Look at this. The bark came peeling off. This is almost an art piece. Hey. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's a keyword that we never would have found, but that's some great like language that we can, or copy, right? That we can put give me a copywriting cool phrase of how we can describe our product like in a bullet point using the term art piece.
You're putting me on
the spot.
Putting me on the spot. This, of course, I don't know where we're going to put each keyword, but this rustic egg holder for your countertop is beautiful enough to be art.
I love it. Love it. He said rustic. Look at this, guys. Love this purchase. Rustic solid. We didn't find that in our keywords. All right, that's just a way that people are describing it after the fact. So they probably, the reason why we didn't find it in the keywords, that means it probably has very low search volume.
Yeah, and the reason that I actually used the word countertop is we actually saw that there was search for egg holder for countertop.
All right, this is going to be a gift for Christmas.
Yep.
We'd want to get that keyword in our listing, possibly. We'll
be ordering more for gifts.
Taking it to our cabin. I never would have thought about that. But imagine a wooden cabin. Hey, a wooden egg tray is a great, I mean, guys, this is valuable information. I don't care if you're not using Helium-10. Do like this, just hire a VA or do it yourself to read these reviews. You're gonna get some golden stuff here. We're gonna use this in the next episode, all right? Let's look at one of the bigger ones, all right? So when there's 900 reviews, you don't wanna sit there for 1 hour and read that. I mean, that took us like about 4 minutes just to do 9 reviews. So you can just imagine how long it would take us to read 900 reviews, all right? So watch this, this is so cool. This is a cool feature of Helium-10. I hit analysis, and what it does is it shows me the top phrases that people are mentioning over and over again in descending order in these reviews. So the number 1 is in the fridge. Now you might be like, what? What's in the fridge have to do with this? So I click on this, and every time in the fridge is mentioned, okay, it is highlighted here. So look at this. They stack on top of each other nicely, are strong enough to hold the weight of other items in the fridge, okay? Very nice way to keep eggs in the fridge. They look really stylish in the fridge. Ability to store more eggs in the fridge. So what is everybody using this egg tray for?
Yeah, for storage in the fridge. Obviously.
Storage in the fridge. Now, would you use the keyword storage in the fridge and thinking that you're gonna get an egg tray? No, but guess what? It's what people are thinking about who are searching for egg trays. So important, guys, you've got to remember to get in your buyer's mind, because it's not just about the keywords that they search, but you're trying to make some emotional connection with them. Because people either buy things because they have a want, a need, a fear, a goal. And so you've got to try and use these reviews to try and reverse engineer what they're thinking about. I found another one. Which one in these top ones do you think I just looked at that I think that would be cool to click on? That would be good, something that we could use for copy in our listing.
Easy to clean?
Easy to clean, all right? Another thing I wouldn't have thought about. Like, why would you need to clean it? Like, it's eggs. I mean, it has a shell. Like, how does it get dirty? I don't understand. But again, I don't know about this kind of thing. Easy to clean. It's sturdy, easy to clean, easy to clean. That's something that I guarantee is not in those 1,000, no, how much, 9,000 keywords, however many thousand keywords that I found. Easy to clean is not gonna show up. But hey, it's important to people. So we've got to bring that out when we do the next episode and make sure people know that it's easy to clean. What else? Good quality I see here. That's interesting. See how many eggs. What in the world? Look at that. I can appreciate that I can easily see how many eggs we have left instead of opening a carton.
Well,
our product does
solves that. It's right out in the open.
We're going to mention this. So again, these are not what?
They're not the keywords.
They're not keywords.
But they're still important things to mention in our listing. So as we're talking about listing optimization, we're using keywords that Amazon is giving us based on other people's listings to give us information about what we can put in our listing.
All right, so in this episode, we went over a lot of different ways to find keywords. There's not just one way to find keywords. There's a lot of different sources. And some things that you have to find that's gonna go into your listing aren't even keywords at all. We showed you how to find the reviews as well. What else did we talk about? What were some of those theories? Let's remind them about that.
We talked a lot about the strategy of keywords, that some keywords are more important than others, and sometimes the importance changes. So right now, as we are looking at all these keywords, we found a lot of stuff that really wasn't necessarily relevant, right? But it doesn't mean that we're not going to show up on that page and sell products. So we've got the bottom of the pyramid keywords, we've got the top of the pyramid keywords. We talked about kind of different ways to get those. And I know next episode, we're going to talk about things like how to categorize the importance of those keywords. So we need very exact and specific with decent volume keywords in the title, because that's more important. And we could tier stuff down into the bullet points and the descriptions. And then of course, the back end, we can put all sorts of stuff. But we've talked about a lot this episode. I know it's a lot to take in. You may have to watch this episode again.
We will see you guys on the next episode, episode 10 of Project X.